Well, hello, everybody. It's that time again, almost Valentine's Day, and I want to have a special episode for you to think about sourcing local flowers, domestic flowers during this important floral holiday. So, welcome to the Slowflowers podcast, and I'm Deborah Prinzing. And our guest today is Joost Bongaerts of Florabundance, and I'm going to bring Joost on. Hi, Joost. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And there's a little rain coming down again. We're still having this atmospheric river or pineapple express from Hawaii.
I know. I know that the rain has been really challenging for flower farmers up and down the coast, but in Central California, I don't even know how you're able to get flowers into the warehouse and then back out to your customers. So give us a little snapshot of what's going on at Florabundance this week.
Well, I spent the weekend calling transportation companies, make sure we get everything rolling on the roads because the weather is extreme. In the past 36 hours, and that's unheard of. It's the worst rain, or most rain amount in 100 years, they say. Oh. So we keep breaking records. But the flower crops, the good news is the flower growers I've talked to, and we deal with a lot of them up and down the coast and up in Washington State as well. The crops are great, good production this year. The weather has been favorable. Last year it was a cold December. This year the temperatures were good, and I actually even spoke with Sun Valley yesterday, and Lane told me he was a little ahead with some crops, but things are moving well. Crops look great. Yeah, field crops is a different story, but we're not doing too many field crops this time of the year.
Right.
Fillers, which is
well, you play a really important role as a floral wholesaler because, number one, Florabundance, it has a real focus on, sourcing from around the globe. But for customers who want American-grown domestic product, that's a specialty of yours. So I know there's an off season, but we're kind of coming into the early part of the greenhouse crops, right?
Yes, and well, I always say, and I think I said this 10 years ago in the podcast with you. March and October, Florabundance offers about 70% of their product is domestic grown. We used to say California grown, but it's more than California.
Right. It's Oregon, Washington, Florida, Hawaii.
Exactly. Actually, I got Monstera leaf there from Hawaii, but the buyers will come chat in a little bit. But so it's great because we love local product, of course. Quality is great. You don't have to ship it as far. We get them in a water, so we like that, and then we change them on our water. And the Chrysler we use to condition the flowers. Challenging is when we get rain periods like this, is botrytis setting into crops. But there's enough variety and enough availability, and the beauty of our business model is that we carry such a wide variety of flowers. If we don't have something, certain product, we can often ask the customer, can we give you some substitute?
Right. I mean, the reason I wanted to talk to you this week is that so many people in the Slowflowers movement really are trying to source domestically year round. When they say are in Pittsburgh and they can't get local flowers, they know that you're, an important source, and they hopefully plan ahead enough to order from Florabundance before the rush of Valentine's Day. So we're recording on the 6th. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and I'd love to have you talk about, like, a best case scenario. What should people be doing this week? Coming onto your website for one thing, right?
Yeah, you should have placed your orders, or if you're planning to order, do it today or tomorrow, because the sooner the better. We work a day ahead when it gets extremely busy, meaning we need to process the flowers, get them in the boxes, get them ready, ship. Earlier pickup times, cutoff times. So it's not waiting for the last minute. Some people have a theory: if you wait till the last minute, you get fresher stuff. Not necessarily so, because flowers need to be conditioned. Like to be in water, get a good drink before they go on a plane ride.
Yeah. So if people order on Thursday, the 8th, they could potentially get their flowers on Friday, and then you don't ship for Saturday delivery, do you?
Well, we do most of the online ordering, so you have to place your order online. We need a little time because we're 3 hours behind the East Coast. But Thursday orders will be processed on Friday. Some of them could ship on Friday afternoon for Saturday arrival. There's an extra charge from FedEx. Then we have Monday shipping for Tuesday arrival. That's very last minute. But people need to refill their coolers because they didn't buy enough. A good Valentine's Day. All indications are Wednesday Valentines is great for the industry. And I think the National Retail Federation says Valentine's sales will be up last year. So
Yeah, you're the one who told me about that, so that's good news. I guess your perfect Valentine's Day would be on a Friday, right? Because then you'd have all week to get those orders out the door.
well, I had a retail shop, as you remember, and we used to really start Valentine's promoting for the weekend pickup. Because I said you get more miles out of your bouquet, right?
Right.
Take your Valentine's out for dinner. You buy some chocolate. You can add a teddy bear if you want, but include flowers. Yeah.
Well, Joost, you've been in the business for over 30 years. In fact, Florabundance is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, right?
Yes. Well, the Florabundance is 30 years old this year. I've been in the business for 43, but I'm not that old.
No, you're a child. I'm going to share your bio on our show notes so people can just learn a little bit about you. And also, I'm going to share our 2014 podcast interview so people can go back and listen to what you and I talked about 10 years ago when I came to see you in Carpinteria. It's hard to believe the industry has kept us going in a decade, but I'm so happy to reconnect and have this conversation.
Yeah, and we've come a long way in 10 years, especially Slowflowers. But interesting part, I think I mentioned, if I recall, the floral business industry needs a national advertising campaign. And here we are 10 years later, we have one.
Yes, that's so true. You were so prescient about, commenting that is something that would really help everyone in the industry. And that flower feeling is something that we've talked about on the podcast. We've shared at our summits and all the resources with our members, but you're really involved in that campaign. Do you want to just talk about that a little bit and then we'll go back to the flowers?
I've said for 40 plus years, it would be great to have a national advertising campaign, but I probably won't see it in my lifetime because the flower business is so heavily fragmented. There's all kinds of directions that everybody wants to go to. The bottom line is we need to sell more flowers. And Flowers had the vision, the board had the vision to start an advertising campaign. Instead of doing another study about customer behavior, you ask anybody like flowers, Americans love flowers. So we found an agency, we scraped some money together that we had, and now the campaign is out there. It's showing great results, promising results to move the needle, but it's going to be a slow process. So we invite the entire floral industry to get involved. And you can do that as little as a $25 donation or $100 donation per month or a $1,000 donation. Depends what you prefer. But we're all in this together. So, and this is for all flowers. It's not just American grown or import or Holland. Everybody needs to get involved. Transportation companies, and we thank you and Slowflowers for your early support, and I hope it continues. This is really important because it makes flower growers getting better prices, easier to sell your product, and for weekly and daily consumption, we take these bumps of holidays where we depend on weather, take them out of the equation, and it's smoother for everybody.
Well, I just popped up that flower feeling website on the screen when you were talking, and so people will remember that Steve Dion from Cal Flowers was on the podcast when that campaign launched. And your unofficial spokesperson, Miley Cyrus, just won a Grammy. So you guys are claiming success for that, right?
Well, we did what they call an advertising a culture bomb a year ago. I have a local videographer, and Steve and I, we came up with the idea to go down to Studio City, where Miley had a big billboard, shows in the clip. I can buy myself flowers, and we thought, gee, this is great. We couldn't get officially Miley to join the campaign, but she loves flowers, and we love Miley for that. And we're using this to the max, and of course, winning a Grammy Sunday night. I said, gee, this is great, So here we go again.
It's wonderful. And everybody in the floral industry knows every lyric to that song and feels like it does sort of do the heavy lifting for us in terms of convincing consumers about why they need to have flowers. It was fun. It was just really great to watch that, and then right away you posted about it, and it put a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you've got in the cart. Do you want to go grab one of your buyers or team members, and we can kind of have a show and tell?
This is Jenna Foster. She is our main buyer, Florabundance.
Hi, Jenna. I'm Deborah. I don't think we've met before.
Yeah.
Maybe a long time ago. I've been here a while. So.
Oh, maybe when I visited 10 years ago. Let's have a little show and tell of what product are you shipping out across the country that's American grown, that all of our members, that our florists and flower shops are interested in stocking this year for Valentine's Day?
Well, it's all our favorites, actually. And all of our favorite people to work with.
Great.
Your basic, awesome Valentine colors and the hot colors like peaches and taupes included. And lots of helleborus, lots of ranunculus, scabiosa, all of that stuff's domestic right now, which everybody prefers domestic over import, and the quality is really good right now. Scabiosa, lots of really great greens. There's just lots of really good fillers too. Everything's just looking really good right now. Really good. The rains have really helped. And the roses are just as amazing. It's why people come for the California roses. Holly's a new variety. She's a really amusing peach with like hints of salmon and coral in there. And we've got Chantilly lace and peaches and dream, which are also have been super hot. They were new last year and continuing to be really popular. I think we've got some blushy ones over there too. There's also still, which have been year round, which is nice. They're a little pricey, but they're still beautiful and people are still loving them. So
which one is that?
The dahlias.
Yeah. It's hard. I was telling Joost I couldn't believe you had dahlias, but they're coming from a farm very close to you, right?
Yeah, they're coming from somebody right down the street, and they're beautiful. Yeah. So I mean, hey, we'll pay top dollar to get them because they're what people want and they're beautiful. So and it keeps them really fresh. We're lucky enough to be surrounded by the growers, so we can pick up flowers cut fresh for our orders. They're not sitting in the warehouse for long at all. So super lucky, so that everybody gets their product like the next day.
Wow, that's so fresh, and that's a luxury to have that kind of hard cut to order. Sometimes you're able to do.
Yes, absolutely.
So what do you wish that people knew when they wanted to order from Florabundance? What do you wish that people would tell you when they call to order? They obviously have to set up an account, right?
Yes, they need to set up an account.
Online.
And yeah, they set it up online, and then we filter it around our sales reps. One of the main things that I think as the sales manager and our tight sales team, we've all been here for quite a while. Every single one of us has design experience and are really particular about our color and our quality. So I think that's the main thing that I would want people to know, is that we try and share with them right away, is that we watch every single order, from us to our packers to the people that pull the product. Like, we're really particular, and we're their eyes in the cooler. It's not just a place your order online and it goes through the interwebs and
right. So it's almost like you're consulting with the customer to talk through their palette or whatever.
Absolutely, which Joost, yes,
and they're called wholesale floral consultants.
Floral consultants instead of just salespeople, because we really truly are.
We don't have salespeople.
No, we pay close attention to every order, and it doesn't matter the size of the order or size of the customer or anything. Everybody gets the same treatment, and we just pay attention. We pay close attention.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love it. Well, thank you for the show and tell. It makes me wish I were there. I can't tell that it's raining, but it's raining here in Seattle. So I've got a little bit of it's starting here and coming south to you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Just what we need is more rain.
Hey,
well, we like rain.
The flowers happy.
So on Valentine's Day, what happens? Do you have a lot of local customers who come in to buy, or are you catching your breath?
Yes. Well, surprisingly, there's a few weddings actually the weekend after Valentine's Day. So, and we have a space here that we rent out to local designers and visiting designers. So we're heading right into wedding and event season Valentine's Day sort of breaks the seal, and while we're shipping everything out towards the end of this week, mostly for Valentine's Day, then starting Monday, we'll get all of our local people coming in and picking up all their fresh products so that they have.
Wow. Well, that's great. I'm sorry, Joost, you were going to add something?
Yeah, and then when they sell out, they need refills, so they load up again. And that's the beauty about a Valentine's Day and Wednesday. So people have brisk business during the weekend. I always encourage people to start selling early, right?
Yeah.
And my floral consultants here help you line up the colors.
Having that mindset of a designer is really important. So I'm thrilled. Well, listen, this has been great. And Joost and I are going to talk about some other varieties that he shot a little video of. Ladies, have a great Valentine's Day. Okay, well, we came indoors from the noisy warehouse, Joost, because you're having quite a storm there. But thanks for getting Jenna and Debbie to give us a little show and tell. That was really fun.
Yeah, glad we could do that.
Okay, you filmed just a quick tour of the cooler this morning, and I'm going to pop it up on the screen. It's just like 2.5 minutes, and maybe you can just give us like a rapid fire commentary. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Great. I'm going to put that on, and let's see.
Yeah, so this is one of our trucks coming back from local growers, actually in the Oxnard Ventura area.
Gorgeous.
We use A&M a lot for stock, beautiful farm. And we have a lot of micro growers, as we call them, a couple hundred of them that we buy product from. And it includes a lot of greens and foliages that are grown here or in Oregon or down south. You see the eucalyptus there. And I took a little picture of what's in the cooler. And here's some roses, locally grown roses. There aren't that many rose growers left, as we all know, because it's just not economical or the climate is not right. Here's Genestra. There's local Genestra right now, which is beautiful. We got proteas locally grown, and also in the southern part of our state, in the San Diego area, Feverview, Aster Matsumoto, Cream Trick, Dianthus, and we have local freesias, which you can get them all over the world. No, you can get them from Holland year round, but we like to buy local because of they're ethylene sensitive. Tulips, we buy tulips from a couple of growers here, including Sun Valley, of course. This is
the butterfly
ranunculus, and it's early this year because they started earlier, was it? And it's a little shorter, but it's a nice crop. Ranunculus, there's going to be so many ranunculus now because everybody in the world is growing them, but there's a lot of different varieties. We carry the Success Series, the Clooney's as well. Those are the bigger blooms. The bulbs cost more for the growers, as you probably know, but they're very popular.
Yep.
Cabiosa, we have hellebores.
Wow.
Popular item. And here's a few dahlias that we try not to have them in stock because we can pick them up as we need them. So when we get orders, we go get them. Some larkspur, locally grown. Not a lot of color because it's mid-January, or it's February now. But then this is a little display of our cooler, how we display. You notice everything is on water. You only see a few boxes of greens in the way back there. Those are tropicals or greens from Florida. And branches, we sell a lot of branches, flowering branches, just starting. First sign of spring, including fruit branches come up. It makes it fun as the season changes,
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Thank you so much for sharing that video.
It's a candy store.
It is a candy store. And I'm just really impressed with the depth of selection of domestic flowers. And I know that you've always had that, but now you're dedicating your website to letting people know what is American grown. So I thought I would pop up your website and we could just talk about that for a sec.
Sure.
So you've got a tab on the top of the website here that says American grown. That people.
Yeah, we became a certified American grown wholesaler, I think about 5 years ago. Because I said, listen, we already sell so much domestic product. What do we need to do to certify? So they came and checked us out and had to fill out lots of paperwork. There was an independent agency doing it, and you send them a check, and then you
Yeah.
wait for the results, and we
Pass
passed
the
the test.
test. Yeah.
And and I've said to American Grown, there's so many great growers, but they're not going to go through this whole process. They just want to grow and sell flowers, but they found a different methods now to get more growers on board, because that's the key.
Yeah. So you can kind of be the curator for all these. I can't believe you're buying from 100 different microfarms. That's amazing.
About 300.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, 300.
We carry, I asked this morning to verify, we carry over 2,000 varieties of flowers on a typical week in the season. Now it's a little busy, but then, as you heard from Debbie, the weddings are starting to pick up a little bit for us. Weddings in the southern states of the country are picking up, and locally, Santa Barbara is a big wedding destination. We have florists and customers from all over the country coming here, renting Airbnbs, and do a wedding for their clients. And, Dallas, you name it, Boston, and so we make that easy for them.
Well, Joost, what I think is cool about the way this is set up, there's over 8 pages of just U.S. grown, American grown product. It's a great research tool that is really anyone can come on, even if they don't have an account with you yet, and just see what the options are.
Yes.
And then you want people to set up an account with a resale license.
You register online. You click on account. I think it's the upper right-hand side. Fill out a little form. I do all the verifications myself because I do it not 24 hours a day, but 7 days a week.
You sleep every now and then, right?
Well, yeah, but it's always exciting when you get an account to sign up. There's a reason, right? They're hot and they want to see the pricing. We don't send out price lists other than to our customers in an email. But when we get phone calls, what are your prices for roses? Or, we say, go to our website, register, because we like to know who you are.
Right.
That's the right question, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When they don't qualify, when they don't have a business, and believe me, with the internet, there's plenty of people that like to do their wedding for their daughter one time, and then you never hear from them again. And that takes up our valuable resources. Our floral consultants are busy then. So we changed that about 8 years ago, and we have a website for those people. We used to say, sorry, we can't help you because Florabundance doesn't sell to the public. But now we have the other website, Fabulous Florals, which is also a sponsor of Slowflowers.
Yeah, I'm going to get that up too. Yeah.
It works great. People are pleased to say, I had a law firm this week. They wanted to buy flowers, and it was just for personal use. And so we sent them a nice link and a little message, and she says, this is great. Thank you so much. So because at the end of the day, we need to move flowers. We need to move inventory. And I've noticed myself, when you go to the LA flower market, San Francisco flower market, or New York flower market, they have everything in bunches now, and anybody can walk in there now and buy flowers.
Well, this is basically direct to consumer, so the pricing it's
different.
It's different, but they're still getting a wholesale value compared to, say, going to somebody maybe locally. I noticed also on the top of this website, there is an American Grown tab.
Yes.
So, that I think is another benefit that the DIY, mother-in-law who's making, her family wedding centerpieces can choose them. But also, as you said, businesses or individuals.
Yeah, we have people who've been in the flower business. They worked in a flower shop, or they had their own flower shop and they don't have it anymore. And they just like to arrange flowers. So, there's so many websites out there, but we actually pack and purchase and pack the flower bunches ourselves. You can buy one bunch and we'll ship it, but then you get your freight bill. You're not going to like it.
I did notice that the bunches are smaller quantities, so that it's more consumer quantities versus this is a hot pink cherry brandy rose for 25 stems for $49. That's still a phenomenal price.
Yeah. I think that variety is locally grown. But
it was under the American Grown tab.
Yeah. But we have people ordering olive branches for their dinner table in Manhattan. And sometimes the shipping is more than the price of the olive branches. People go like, how's that work? I said, well, we get a FedEx discount. We pass it on, but it's priority overnight because they're fresh cut flowers. and we pack them well, and we've done this for 30 years. But not everything arrives the next day necessarily with FedEx. We use UPS as well. They do a phenomenal job overall, but there's always, there's right now we're looking at the weather in Memphis. What's it going to be? It looks good. As long as it's rain, it's fine. And snow, it's not so good. And, that's the problem with Valentine's Day, or the challenge, I should say.
Right. It is a challenge. And it's also, I wanted to get you on before Valentine's Day, but we're not giving people a lot of early notice. So this is just an educational conversation to say, plan ahead and, take Joost's advice. And, next time there's a holiday for Mother's Day, reach out to Florabundance 2 weeks ahead of time rather than 4 days ahead of time.
Yeah. And I also want to emphasize, there's more than Mother's Day and the peak holidays. That's the reason for the advertising campaign at Flower Feeling.
Yeah.
Increased consumption for weekly and daily use. It's an easy thing to say, but people are interested in flowers, and they're interested in different flowers than just sunflowers. I know for the local growers, and there's many of them that are Slowflower members, because we see them coming into Cal Flowers for their shipping discounts so they can ship flowers. We buy from a lot of these, but it's great to grow flowers in a local market for your local farmers market. But we are a wholesaler. We buy, bunches for events, and we need a variety of flowers and consistent quality. So that means if you know how to pack great bunches and ship them to us, we love to talk to you if you have something unique. We buy flowers in Vermont. We buy flowers in Maine. Northern Michigan, especially with blooming branches such as lilac. We buy things in from Canada when we need to. It makes the season longer.
Right. And you're filling a pain point that a lot of smaller, say, farmer florists need, which is the quantities and the consistencies, volume of one particular flower, if that's like a wedding request. A lot of smaller farmers need to augment what they have, and that's another role you can play.
Yeah, and what's for the smaller farmers, flower growers, there's people like color, they like different stuff. So it's amazing with the other websites how flexible people are. They order item A, and we only have item B, and we explain it to them, and they go like, well, that works too.
Well,
they just look at pictures.
Yeah. And I also feel like there is a general shift in the floral industry of educating consumers to say, we'll give you the most beautiful and the freshest and, the best, rather than trying to have a checklist and fit like the Pinterest board. People, if they know that you're going to pull or a florist is going to pull what's best, in their palette or whatever, I feel like there's a lot of acceptance of that now, because it wasn't always like that, was it, Joost?
No, and actually, I'm proud of our staff. And as you heard from Debbie and Jenna, everybody's been here for a long time. You didn't meet Jose, but he started here when he was 16 after school, and now he is in the sales department. He's brought up into the business, knows every aspect very well. And customers love talking to him. But the key is our floral consultants. We have customers say, send me X amount flowers. You pick it out. You know what I like. Or they take photos.
They give you a dollar value and you just.
Yeah, they give you a dollar value. Send me $1,000 order. Can you just pick something? I need color. I need this. What is cool? And then sometimes things come in that are not on the price list because they just came in, or we found something that makes it unique. And that's why people ask me, well, why don't you open another location? Well, it's hard to duplicate your model. We're not a franchise. We don't have box lots. We sell box lots, but we drop ship that. That's usually imported stuff.
But if it's coming through the door, you guys are taking really good care of it.
Yeah, and we have a lot of competition because we have growers that sell to us, but they'll sell to anybody for the same price. There's no rules anymore, so that makes it hard for us.
Well, then what are your competitive edge is customer service then?
Well, customer service with know-how, knowledge of product, and the variety that we have. So our slogan has been everything under the sun, and I think I've said this before, maybe in your podcast 10 years ago. It should be almost everything under the sun. Check the facts. Because
I love it.
You can't have everything under the sun, but we are close to that. And that's a challenge too, because you got to watch the inventory very closely. You got to make sure you move it.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
a nonprofit that we give flowers to, the Dream Foundation. Good cost, and we have a lot of local customers that are so used to just coming in and look in the cooler. And
Yeah.
you know, the first week of January, they go like, "What's going on? There's nothing in here." And I've heard from competitors too, there's nothing there either because there's hardly any business. So
Right. Right.
if you
There's a
call in
little lull. There's
advance,
a little
yeah.
lull. Not a
Well,
lot.
we have our customers pretty well trained for wedding and events to book orders in advance,
Yeah.
so we can reserve the product for you, have it ready in time, and get it the day before you need it. That's what we
Yeah.
always say.
Yeah.
Have a buffer day for, you know. But
Yeah. Good
again, we
point.
have a lot of new customers coming in, a whole new generation of designers, artists. We love it because they have different ideas, different views. They all need education because education never ends, from flower handling to flower care, and good information, because there's a lot of misinformation out there
Yeah.
too about flowers.
I know. Well, thank you so much for giving me such a peek inside the garage door at Florabundance. I
Yeah.
wish I could be there in person. I'll come visit you next time I'm in the Santa Barbara
Yeah,
area.
next time you're in the neighborhood, we'll
Yeah.
have a glass of wine, and I think we should do this again, but not in 10 years.
No, I won't make you wait 10 years, and
I
I
know where
also
everybody is in 10 years. You know.
I'll also wait till the weather's better. Maybe I'll come in person.
All
Okay,
right, thank you, Debbie.
happy Valentine's Day. We'll talk
You
soon.
too. Keep up the
Thanks.
good work.
Okay,
Cheers.
bye-bye.
Okay, bye.